Hi guys, I'm Matt. Welcome back to our aquariums. Today I wanted to do another one of my care videos on specific corals, and I know this is a day late. I usually do it on Friday, but didn't get till today because I was a bit busy. So for today's coral, I am going to be talking about the mushroom coral. It's one of my favorites. Well, I mean, most of my coral that I have in my tank are one or more of my favorite types of coral, obviously, but these are one of my favorites for a couple of reasons. One of them is they are one of the easiest, if not the easiest, corals to grow in a reef tank. They're a great beginner coral because they require low light. They require almost nothing as additives to the water other than just water changes, to replenish a few of the minerals with the new salt. But other than that, they really don't require much. Not saying that they won't do better growth with some of that other additives to the tank and with feeding and whatnot, but they can certainly survive without it. So that's one thing to keep in mind with these guys is, and with a lot of different corals that are this way, is they can survive on the bare minimum, but with a little bit of extra effort in either feeding or adding a little bit of something to the tank, you can really get that growth out of them, and they just explode with growth. And mushroom corals are one of the ones that do this quite well, is they just explode and get huge when they're happy. They're quite easy to frag compared to some other corals. Basically, one of the methods to frag them is to take them, when you have them grown on a rock or whatnot, if you can get them off, or even if you can't, and just cut down the center of the mouth, right through it, cut the mushroom in half. I know some people cut them even in quarters, but cut it right in half, right through the mouth, so there's a little piece of mouth left, and then either glue that or stick it on a frag rack, and you basically, that'll re-heal itself. Now, something I wouldn't attempt unless you had a little bit more experience with corals and whatnot, just because it does take a little bit of knowledge or watching a few videos or having someone explain it to you on how to do it, and there's plenty of videos on that, and I encourage you to go check that out if you're thinking about fragging your mushrooms. So that's something good. Most mushrooms prefer a little bit lower light, lower to medium depending on what types they are, so they do well at the base of rocks or in the lower parts of your tank, and they grow quite fast. Mine here, as you can see, it's kind of hard to gauge size on it, but it's about as big around as probably a golf ball right now, and when I got it, I think I stuck it in this tank probably 2 months ago, it was about the size of a quarter, so it's almost doubled in size since it's been in my tank just in that period of time. And my tank is a little bit cleaner than most people's tanks, and these are another one of those corals that kind of do well in a little bit more of a dirty tank. So they're great for nano tanks, they're great for really any kind of reef tank they'll generally thrive in. If other corals are thriving in there, they're most definitely going to be able to thrive in there. The only tanks that I've seen people kind of avoid having them in is SPS specific tanks, because they tend to like lower flow, and obviously in an SPS tank you have a ton of flow and it's a very clean system, and these, like I said, like a little bit dirtier water and a little bit lower flow. So other than that, they're pretty much a super easy coral, great for beginners. They're generally not super expensive, and they grow fairly fast. So, and they also really cover over the rock really well, and just it's a really cool look when they cover over a rock, growing like that. So I would certainly suggest them to the beginner aquarist. Like I said, they can do low light, they can do medium light if you acclimate them to it properly. So they really have a wide range of areas they can live in the tank. So I would encourage you to get one if you're interested in them, or get a whole colony. Generally, you can find these in small to large colonies for not horribly priced. So they're an attractive choice for the beginner for that reason too. Other than that, they are just a great all-around coral, and they add some great color, and they come in all kinds of different colors. Blues, purples, greens. I have some other ones in my tank here that are like a bright fluorescent green. They just come in a massive array of colors, and so you can really fill in whatever color you need in the reef tank. Anyways, I hope this helped you guys learn a little bit more about these corals, and hopefully this helps beginners or new people thinking about getting into the hobby or getting this kind of coral have a little bit of insight to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all have a great day.